It's your boy CryptoJax. Every day we'll bring you opportunities in the crypto space to help you. Today we're going to be looking at introduction to crypto spot trading with RoyalQ. So for some time now, some of us have been hearing about RoyalQ Quantitative Trading App. So in this very short session, we're going to look at, how do you trade your spot market better using the RoyalQ Quantitative Trading App, right? So what is crypto trading? What is crypto spot trading? Now, crypto spot trading is a process whereby you buy some cryptocurrency and then you hold it, expecting the price to go up, and then you sell it back. For instance, if you have your USDT in your Binance and you decide to buy, let's say, TRX token, and you buy this TRX token, maybe you bought at 0.06, and then the price goes up to 0.07, and then you convert it back to USDT. So what you're doing is that you're spot trading. Okay, so that is what crypto spot trading is all about. So now, how does RoyalQ come in? RoyalQ is simply a quantitative trading app which will help you place those orders in a more professional way than how you could have done it. A good example is this. Let me show you an example of how it works. So here is a typical example. All right, so here we have the TRX against the USDT. So you have some USDT in your Binance and you want to do spot trading. So what it means is that, for instance, if you buy, currently the price of TRX token now it's about 0.061, right? So if you convert your USDT to TRX token, and then the price goes up all the way to 0.068. So from 0.061, the price goes up to 0.068, and then you decide to convert your TRX token back to USDT using this process, which you know already, using the spot market and the market option. So you can buy your TRX and you can also convert your TRX. So this is for the buy option, this is for the sell option. So when you do this manually, what you're doing is that you're spot trading. Okay, so RoyalQ app is going to help you place these orders automatically, because as you can see, the market is never stable, guys. If you look at this chart, it's always going up and down, up and down. Okay, so what RoyalQ does is, instead of you to spend long hours looking at when this market is going to hit this point before it changes its direction, you just set your RoyalQ trading app that, okay, if let's assume you're buying in at 0.06, okay, now you're buying in at this point, all right, 0.06, okay, and now if you're buying at 0.06, you can set your RoyalQ trading app that, okay, instead of utilizing the whole of your USDT, for instance, if you have a $500 USDT or $1,000 or $10,000 USDT on your Binance, and you want to invest that on TRX token. So with the help of the RoyalQ trading app, what it does is you can, through your trade settings, you can decide to properly, allow the bot to manage your USDT for you. Like for instance, you might say, okay, out of this $10,000, coming with $200, like buy the TRX, the first entry price should be $200. All right, now if the market should, let's assume you're at this particular point, for instance, okay, and here you are, let's assume you met the market at this price of 0.07, and now you want to use your RoyalQ trading app. Okay, don't forget the price line 0.07, right? Now this is where you are. Let's assume that this is where you are, and you want to use your RoyalQ trading app to trade the TRX/USDT token. So now, traditionally, if you're trading manually on Binance, like for instance, you're on Binance right now. So if you're doing it manually, what it means, what most spot traders do is that they just buy, TRX token with that $10,000. They simply, you just buy. For instance, you buy with this icon here. It's okay. So if I log into this account and you have your USDT balance, I can buy instantly. Okay, so that's what most traders do. So now, traditionally, if you're trading manually on Binance, like for instance, you're on Binance right now. So if you're doing it manually, what it means, what most spot traders do is that they just buy, TRX token with that $10,000. They simply, you just buy. For instance, you buy with this icon here. It's okay. So if I log into this account and you have your USDT balance, I can buy instantly. Okay, so that's what most traders do. But what RoyalQ does for you is this. Now, if you're coming in at this price line of 0.07 here, you can decide to configure your trades on how to manage your $10,000, right? You can decide to say, okay, instead of you buying with all your $10,000 here, knowing that if you buy at this point at $10,000 and the market drops, even if it drops 5% below where you bought, you just have to hold until it comes back to this spot that you bought in before you can actually, recover your funds back. And then if it goes above the price that you bought in, then you'll say you're on profit, right? So now RoyalQ comes in to help you utilize your USDT effectively in case the market drops below where you entered. So with RoyalQ, you can go to your trade settings. I'm going to show you that in a couple of minutes now. So you're going to go to your trade settings and open the trade TRX USDT. Now when you open it, you go to your trade settings and simply set it to say, okay, if the market drops by 3.5% or by 4%, you can set it to any percentage. Okay, for example, you can just say, okay, in the initial phase, all right, you can decide how much you want the boat to buy. For instance, if you have $10,000, you can decide to say, okay, I'm starting with $100 entry price. So at 0.07, RoyalQ Trading App is going to open a $100 worth of TRX, $100 USDT will be utilized. So you're still left with 9,900, right? Now, if the market drops to this percentage, depending on how you set it, you might set it to like, okay, if it drops another 4%, open 3 trades, okay, or open 3 positions, all right? Which means if it drops at 5%, then the entry price will be times by 3. So it means that at this level, $300 will be used from your USDT to buy, additional TRX token, right? Now you can also set it again on the calls. I'm going to show you this shortly. So you're going to set it on the calls. You can decide to have as many calls as possible. Okay. So as the market keeps dropping, RoyalQ will keep buying. It will keep buying. So let's assume the market drops to this point like it did here. You can see the market dropped up to this level, and based on your configuration, RoyalQ has already bought maybe at about let's say $6,000 to $7,000 has been utilized already at this level. So now look at the way the market made a U-turn and start going back up. So because you're using the RoyalQ Trading App, you're going to start making money from all these levels back to the top. All right. But if you were not using the RoyalQ Trading App, then what it means is that because the market dropped here and you just bought in here manually without effective management of your USDT, you just have to wait until the market comes back to this price of 0.07, which, as you know, it has even taken like this incident occurred this is June. From 22nd of June, this incident occurred, and you can see today is 10th of July. The market is still yet to get back to 0.07, which means every traditional spot trader who is not using the RoyalQ app is still in loss at this time. All right, but RoyalQ app, because of the effective management of your USDT, helping you buy at different price levels as the market drops. Okay, so it means that between here and here, a good amount of your USDT would have been utilized already by buying on the lower price. So now as the market drops, it buys, it drops, it buys. So now as it drops, as the market begins to recover, as soon as the market hits back the last purchase level at from that point upwards, it starts giving you profit. So you start making profit even as the market begins to recover. So before the market recovers up to 50% from where you bought, you discover that you're already on profit. Okay, so that is the advantage of RoyalQ Quantitative Trading App. So I'm going to show you briefly the process involved in setting up your RoyalQ Trading App. So let's go on that. So now, how do you trade crypto spot with RoyalQ Trading App? So the first thing you need to do is to open a Binance account if you don't have one. Remember, if you already have a Binance account, there is no need for you to open another one. All right, and if you want to open a Binance account, for those who don't have one, simply all you need to do, I'm going to drop a link which you can use to open your Binance account. All right, so just come to binance.com. Ensure that this site information is always checked to be sure that the connection is secure, because there are fake Binance websites. Okay, so once the connection is secure, then you know you're on the right page. So if you're a first timer, simply click on register. All right, and then enter your details. After that, do your verification. When you enter your email address, you enter your password, and then you look at the Binance terms and conditions. And then you can even enter the referral ID, though it's optional, but you can enter it. I'm going to drop that after this session. Then you create your account. After creating your account, you just log in and simply go to your profile and do your verification. Okay, but you can even start trading without doing your verification, but later make sure you do your verification so that you'll be able to make good use of the exchange. Like, you'll be able to deposit and withdraw any amount that you so wish. So that is the first phase. So for those who are new, follow this process. I'm going to drop a link. Open your Binance account, and the next thing you need to do after opening your Binance account is to install the RoyalQ Trading App on your Android device or your iOS device. So we're going to use the Android device as an example. So I'm going to show you how you can simply install it. Go to Play Store. I'm going to show you that in a few seconds. So guys, for those using Android device, I like to use an Android device as an example because it's a bit easier for so many of us to understand. So for those using Android device, simply type RoyalQ on your Google Play Store. All right, and you're going to see this logo. Make sure that you're on the right page. Okay, I'm going to drop a link that will help you get the trusted RoyalQ link. Okay, so as you can source, for you to avoid the fake RoyalQ app, there are fake ones. So I'm going to drop a link for you to click on and then install the original RoyalQ Trading App. So because I already have it open on this device, I just simply click on open, and it's going to take you straight up into the app itself. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so right now you have your RoyalQ Trading App installed. So once your RoyalQ Trading App installed, the next thing you want to do is to interact with your Binance exchange or your Huobi exchange. I'm going to show you how to do that in a few seconds. So after installing the RoyalQ app on your Android device or your iOS device, okay, simply the next thing is to for those who are just installing it. So while you're installing this RoyalQ app, it's going to ask you for invitation code. All right, so simply use this code UKUJR. Okay, I'm going to drop it on the chat box. So UKUJR is the invitation code that you use when installing your RoyalQ Trading App. The next thing we're going to look at is how do you bind the RoyalQ Trading App with your Binance account. Remember, you're trading with your Binance account, which means your USDT remains in your Binance account. Okay, so everything you're doing right now is to plug in, all right, the RoyalQ Trading App or the RoyalQ Trading Bot, as so many people choose to call it. Just plug it into your exchange and let it do the smart trading for you. So as to avoid you spending long hours and doing the spot trading yourself. Okay, which you know very well that this bot is super intelligent because this is an artificial intelligence based trading bot. So this is super smart. It can pick all the percentages for you and effectively manage your USDT for you. So there is no need for you to start spending long hours, staring on Binance and then waiting for when the market drops to 10% before you buy manually, or when it drops to 5%. You have a device to help you do that. Just plug it into your Binance account and let it do the trading for you. And I'm going to show you how you can bind that in a few seconds. Now, let's look at, if you look at this application here, okay, now you can see some of the options here. We have the API binding, This is where you check your daily revenue. This is where you check your transactions. All right. So now, how do we bind this application? After you install it on your device, we have to bind it on our, we have to connect it to our Binance account. For some of us using Binance, if you're using the Huobi exchange, you can also connect it to it. So RoyalQ Trading App automatically works with two major exchanges for now. It works with Binance and it works with Huobi. Okay, so these are the two exchanges where you can connect your RoyalQ app to help you do the trading. All right, so now because this device is already connected to Binance, it is showing you Binance bound, but initially it was showing Binance unbound, right? Which means Huobi exchange is not connected to this trading app. I'm connected on Binance. So if I decide to disconnect this, if I decide to unbind, what it means is that this Binance is going to be looking exactly like this. Okay, so if I open it, for instance, it's going to show you something. Now this is the binding. So when I'm binding the RoyalQ app with my Binance account, now this is what ensures that that binding is successful: the API key and the secret key. All right, so when you're binding, the first thing you need to do is to go to your Binance account, and then you go to API management, and then you see this key. So when you're binding for the first time and you open your RoyalQ Trading app and you click on API binding, this API binding, and then you can see the option here. There are two ways to go about it. You can click on the option directly here, or you simply come to these options below and you click on mine. This is mine. When you click on mine, this option is mine option, and then you will see API binding here. So you can as well, click on API binding and it brings you here as well. So it is either you go through this way, or you simply come back to the home page and then just click on API binding. So now let's go to our Binance account and get those API details. Remember, we're trying to bind this RoyalQ app to Binance, right? So we need a confirmation in terms of the API key and the secret key from Binance to be able to interact with this bot for it to bind. Okay, so let's go to Binance right now. So now, how do we bind our Binance with our RoyalQ Trading app? Very simple. To bind our Binance account with our RoyalQ Trading app, once you come to your homepage on Binance, after logging in, please make sure you log in. So you will see this icon, which indicates your profile icon, and then you see API management here. Okay, so let me go back again. Here, this icon here, which shows your profile icon, you simply click on it, and then you see API management. All right, so now when you come to API management, it's going to ask you what you want to do, but first it will ask you to create a new API. Okay, for instance, you can see that RoyalQ has been created. I can decide to create a new one by saying RoyalQ2. Okay, so I decided to create a new API, which I named RoyalQ2. Okay, because I already created RoyalQ API, but I'm just showing us, for those of us who is our first time. So just create the API, and when you create it, it's going to ask you to get the verification code and from your email address, as well as your two-factor authenticator if your account is protected with this measure. When you open here and you click on your API binding, okay, now you can see there is an icon here. All right, so with this icon, you can scan the barcode on your Binance account, and then this API key and the secret key will be automatically copied. So once they are copied, you simply click on send verification code. So a verification code is going to be sent to your email address. So get that code, put it in here, and then you simply read the risk notice. Okay, but once you're done with that, simply click on what? Tie, okay, or bind. All right, so once you bind it, your RoyalQ app is already automatically bind to your Binance account. So that's how it goes. Look at this option very carefully. We have API restrictions, which means you can configure this API and determine what and what the boat can have access to in your Binance account. Remember, you're plugging in the boat to your Binance account. So if you give the boat authorization to withdraw, okay, then it can withdraw your USDT on your Binance. So that is why you must never check the enable withdrawal option, this option. All right, make sure it is unchecked. So if you check this, what you're saying is that as you connect the RoyalQ API to your Binance, you also give it authorization to withdraw your USDT from your Binance account. All right, which is at your own risk. But so long as this is not checked, what it means is that the RoyalQ Trading App is going to do the trading for you. It's going to manage your USDT in your Binance for you, but it will not have the permission to be able to withdraw your USDT from your Binance. All right, so that's safety 101, very important. All right, so we can also enable futures trading. Okay, but this both works perfectly mainly for spot trading, right? So just make sure enable reading is a default setting, which you will see as soon as you as soon as you sync, as soon as you open your API management and create your own API like I did. So you're going to see this as a default setting, but make sure you don't click this. Now you need, for you to be able to trade with your boat, you must check enable spot and margin trading. I've seen a couple of people that, after setting up their RoyalQ app and binding it, they never checked the enable spot and margin trading. And because of that, you will place a trade on your boat and it will not trigger. Even if it triggers, it will cancel itself because you haven't given that permission on your Binance for the RoyalQ app to do the trading for you. So everything you're saying, when you check this amount, when you check this option, enable spot and margin trading. So everything you're saying here is that Binance, I want you to allow RoyalQ Trading App to do my spot trading and my margin trading for me. So that's what it means. So these are the only things you need to check: the enable spot and margin trading. And also here, these are checked by default, but make sure nothing is checked here. Don't enable withdrawal. If you enable withdrawal, then you give the bot permission to withdraw your USDT if it so wish, which is not a good option for you. So this is how secured the RoyalQ trading system is. And Binance as well, we know, is a very secured exchange. So make sure you don't enable this. Very important. All right, so let's go to the next thing you need to do after binding your RoyalQ to your account. The next thing you want to do is to activate your trading bot. Yes, very important. Now, to activate your trading bot, you need a minimum of 100 USDT. All right. So, but it's always advisable. Let's go back to the RoyalQ Trading App and I'll show you a couple of stuff. So now, for you to activate your trading bot, this is a bot, right? Doing the trading for you. So you need to activate it for 1 year. Activating it for 1 year will cost you 100 USDT. All right. So, for you to activate it for 2 years, it will cost you 200 USDT. We'll go up a little. Yeah, so to activate your RoyalQ, simply come to your asset option after you click on mine option, this option here. So when you click on mine, then it brings you to this page where you click on asset, for instance. Now, the money you're going to be seeing on asset, all right, is the total money being made, perhaps from your referrals, for those who want to do the referral part, which is a very good and lucrative part of this business. We're going to talk about that in a jiffy. So now when you open your asset, you still have your USDT. Before I get to this place, let me show you something. After you bind your USDT, after you bind your RoyalQ app with your Binance app, kindly come to this option, click on quantitative. When you click on quantitative, and just below this quantitative icon, you will see USDT Binance balance. So as soon as you link your RoyalQ Trading App with your Binance, the exact amount of USDT in your Binance account for spot trading is going to appear here. So what it means is that this bot is going to utilize this USDT effectively, opening your trades. As you can see, I have 4 trades running on this RoyalQ Trading App, on this particular application. You can see I have BTT, I have ADA, Mana, and I have like 4 trading running consistently. Okay, so always check your quantitative, click on quantitative, and then check to ensure that the balance is reflecting. So after that, let's go into how to activate the bot. To activate the bot, simply send 120 USDT from your Binance to your RoyalQ Trading App, because that 100 USDT will be used to pay for the annual activation fee of those bots. Remember, those bots is trading 24/7 for you. So it's going to handle your trades on Binance for you 24/7 for a whole year. So it's going to cost you 100 USDT. So to send that money to your RoyalQ Trading App, you click on Mine. Okay, Mine after the news icon here. This is the news icon. So you simply click on Mine. So when you click on Mine, it's going to bring you to Assets. So on your Assets, this is where you can now click on Deposit. Remember, every money that is coming into your RoyalQ Trading App, you can withdraw it. Okay, you can withdraw it, you can deposit. So when you deposit here, because you want to activate the bot, so you need to send money to the bot. Remember, the USDT is in your Binance, all right? But you want to activate this bot, so you're sending money from your Binance account to your USDT account, to your RoyalQ Trading App. So just click on Deposit, and then from here, just copy the USDT wallet address, go to your Binance, and send with this network, TRC20 network. Always take note when you're sending from your Binance, make sure you're on the right network, because we have the Binance chain and the BSC and the rest of them. So make sure you're using the exact same network of TRC20. Now, why are you sending $120 here? Now, the RoyalQ app is supposed to have what we call the fueling amount, like a fuel, okay, kind of. Now, when you send 120, now $100 will be used to activate the bot. And how do you activate the bot? Still on this Mine icon, on the top here, you can see VIP, view permission. Now, if you're new, if it's your first time of downloading your RoyalQ app, it's going to show you activate, exactly where you're seeing the renew option. It's telling me to renew because I already activated. So for you that is not activated, it's going to tell you to activate. So when you click on activate, okay, then it's going to give you this option. You can see the annual fee, annual duration. So this bot is going to trade for you for a whole year for just the price of 100 USDT. That's what you need. So you simply click on annual activation. If I want to renew this activation, I will just renew. So if I have up to 100 USDT in my asset account, it's going to instantly renew the bot for me, which I don't want to do that right now. Okay, so that is how you can activate. So simply come to your assets, click on deposit, copy the wallet address, send 120 USDT to those bots. Now when that is done, come back to Mine and then click on where you have the renew. You're going to click on activate if it's your first time. So once you click on activate, simply confirm the activation and your RoyalQ Trading App will be activated for trading. Now, once you are activated for trading, the next thing you need to do is to place your first trade on RoyalQ Trading App. So now that you installed your RoyalQ Trading App, you bind it to your Binance account. Now the next thing you want to do is to place your first trade. And to place your first trade, you click on the quantitative icon. Okay, you can see this icon. This is a quantitative icon. Okay, 1 minute. So here is a quantitative icon. Once you click on quantitative, it's going to show you a list of what currencies. So because you bind your RoyalQ app with your Binance, every currency you can trade, every cryptocurrency or every crypto pair you can trade on Binance, you can as well trade them on your RoyalQ device, on your RoyalQ app. So just choose any coin that you want, any pair that you want to trade. Okay, you can see I have a couple of, I have about 4 currently running. Okay, and I'm going to choose another token. Let's just choose something else just to show you Now I already have Matic, Polygon Matic running. Let me choose something else like Doge. Okay, let's go with Doge and see. Okay, so I'm going to open my Doge. Now I want to trade Doge. Now for me to place my first trade, is giving me an option, and that option says trade settings and also start. Okay, the reason why it's giving me the option for trade setting is to enable me configure my trade the way I want it to go. So if I want to trade Doge, even if you don't have any knowledge of trading, you can use the default configuration. Okay, but for some of us who have been traders for a while, you can decide to go to your Binance, do your analysis, look at where the market is going to go in the short term and in the mid term, and then you set your board to do those trades for you without you having to do them manually yourself, because you don't have that time, right? So you simply click on trade settings. Now when you click on trade settings, the first thing it's asking you is your first buying amount. So how much do you intend to begin? So, and the amount you intend to begin will be dependent on the volume of the USDT in your account, which is on your quantitative app. For instance, I already have trades running here, but now we currently have 868 USDT. So, and I want to enter another trade. All right, just for the sake of this session, I already have enough trade running. But let's just pick Doge again. Click on trade settings. Now my buying amount, by default, the buying amount there is 10 USDT. You can decide to change it to whatever you want. Just simply click and hold that amount, and then you can change it to anything that you want. All right, so I don't want to change it, so it remains 10. All right, now the next option says open position double, which means 10 times 2, which is 20 USDT position will be open. That is, if I check it, what I'm saying is that as I enable this trade, the market is going to open with what? Times 2 of the buying amount, which is 10 USDT, which I don't think I want that. Now, the next option is the margin call, the margin call limit. Now, in the earlier section of this broadcast, I showed you TRX and USDT. I showed you how the RoyalQ app places trade for you as the market drops on the lower side. That is the good advantage of using the RoyalQ app. And that is where the margin call limit comes in. So when you open the margin call limit here by default is what? 7 times, which means by default, at various percentages, you can set your RoyalQ app to buy for you on the low as the market drops. Remember, please look at the entry amount. It's just 10 USDT, which means all my USDT is not going to be utilized as soon as I place this trade. Only the first buying amount will be utilized. So I will now go into my margin call and set it the way I think the market is going to behave. Remember, I said if you're new with zero knowledge of the market, you can just follow the default settings. Let's go into the call limit and see how we think the market is going to behave. So I simply click on margin configuration, right? Remember, you enabled the spot trading and margin trading, right? So let's configure our margin. So you click on margin configuration and you have the first call. The first call says 3.5%. If the market drops, which means if you start this trade with 10 USDT entry price and the market drops by 3.5%, you are telling the bot to open 2 positions. So it will be 2 times the 10 USDT, which is your entry price. So what you're telling the bot is, if I enter with 10 USDT on TRX USDT, on Doge, this is Doge, sorry. If I enter with 10 USDT on Doge and the market drops by 3.5%, open the position 2 times, which means at a drop of 3.5%, $20 USDT will be taken from your USDT in Binance to buy more Doge for you. Remember, these trades, as soon as you open it on your RoyalQ app, it is automatically opened in your Binance account. All right, always take note of that. So the same thing happens to the second call at 4%. It's going to open 4 positions, which is 10 times 4, $40 to be utilized. At 4.5, $80 to be utilized, all the way to the 7th call, which is 12%, which is 120 times. So which means if the market drops by 12%, 120 times 10, which is $1,280 USDT, will be utilized. And as you can see, you can change these configurations to suit you. These are default configuration. Now, based on the $800 USDT on this left on this account, I can decide to say, okay, I don't have up to $1,280 USDT to sustain this trade if it drops 12%. So I can simply change it. You just press and hold the 128 and say, instead of opening 128 positions, just open simply maybe 30 positions, okay, or 30 positions, which means 10 times 30 is about $300 USDT. So if the market drops at 12%, it will open 30 times 10. All right, I can decide to change this as well. Say, okay, here, just open like 13. Remember, so when you finish all this configuration and then you click to confirm, all right, you click to confirm. So what you've told the bot is that you've configured it in such a way that as the market drops at different levels, it's going to be buying, it's going to be utilizing the USDT for you. So at the end of the day, by the time the market drops to 12%, we'll have about 300 USDT bought in at that percentage. Now, when the market begins to return back, you start making profit from the low, okay, as it returns back from 12% back to 10%, back to 8%, and back to 5.2%. So because you bought low on the lower price, because you've already bought in, the bot has already bought in for you, you're going to start making profit as the market begins to recover. And with the initial chart that I showed you, the crypto space is always up and down. So that is why you need RoyalQ Trading App to help you do all those speculations, because you don't have all the time to do all that. All right. So that's how you configure your trade on your trade settings. Now let's go to the upside. Now we've just talked about the margin call, which is the downside of the market. Now you can set your boats that, okay, if the market is going up, if I come in with 10 USDT and the market is going up, take my profit for me. And that's where you have the whole position take profit ratio. By default, it is 1.3, but you can decide to change it to whatever you want. Just press and hold and change the value. You can start changing it to 3%. So what I'm saying is, if the market moves up by 3% after the price that I bought in, simply take the trade for me. Now, look at what the market is going to do with these settings. Now, the take profit ratio is 3%. So once the market moves up by 3%, as soon as I start this trade, once the market moves up by 3%, this particular command will be triggered. The take profit command will be triggered, but it's not going to close that profit immediately. All right, because of this second option that says hold position take profit callback. Now, what it means is, as the market hits 3%, the take profit will be triggered. The take profit will be enabled, like it will be triggered, but to close the position, the market has to push back by 0.3%. So when you minus 0.3 from 3%, that should be about 2.7%. So the market pushes to 3% and then push back by 0.3. It closes a profit of 2.7% for you automatically in your USDT. That is what the market is. That is what the bot is going to do. So you can also change this your position. The reason why this is set at 0.3 is that whenever market goes up, there's always a pullback, right? So that pullback, so the bot is configured with the behavior of the crypto space. So it's just saying, if it goes up by 3% and the market pulls back by 0.3, close that profit of 2.7. And now look at this option here that says buy in callback. Now at 0.3, profit has been closed for you. Now the market pushes back down to 0.5%, and another trade will be opened for you again. So as the market takes profit and it pulls back by 0.5%, the bot opens a new trade for you, because based on experience of how the market behaves, when the market pulls back at 0.5 or a bit below, there is always a U-turn. All right, so that is on the basis of which some of these default settings were made. But like I said, you can change it to whatever that suits you. I can decide to change it to, okay, if the market pulls back by 1% or by 2%, then buying back. It's going to do exactly what I asked it to do. So this is also sub position take profit callback, like I just explained, at 0.3. So after doing all these settings, you simply come here and confirm. So now you see it. You have to do your settings yourself. You have to configure the bot to do the job for you. All right. So you simply click on confirm. Now, when you confirm, it's going to ask you to start the trade. All right. Now, let me quickly talk about this. Some of these icons here. You can see this option that shows one shot. One shot simply means you just want this trade to be carried out at one time. Okay, which means if I start this trade and I leave this and I leave it on one shot, so what it means is that anytime profit is made and the market closes, it will not continue. Okay, it will not continue. I have to now start the market again. So it must always be on cycle. Okay, you can see the option here. Cycle means a continuous, cycle, like the market continues to trade non-stop. All right, so always take note about that. And sometimes as well, the margin call. Okay, the margin call happens sometimes if you don't have enough USDT to sustain your trade. The margin call can stop, which means if you don't have enough USDT to sustain your trade and the market have dropped and your USDT has been used up to buy on the low, now it's going to stop the margin call, which means as the market drops further from that level, it's not going to trigger anything. Okay, so it will stop the margin call. So when you refuel or when you put in more USDT, you need to do what? You need to manually open and then start your margin call so that the market can start picking the levels automatically. So now that we've done our trade settings, we just click on start. So it's asking me, do I start a strategy? I said confirm. Now watch, it's going to open that trade for me automatically, and you can see that because my initial buying amount is 10 USDT. All right, you can see 10.28 has been opened. The average price of Doge right now is 0.21. Now look at the number of call margin, it's still 0. So if the market drops back by 3.5% based on that setting, you're going to see this call will be triggered. Okay, so as the market drops, remember we have 7 count for the margin calls. So as the market drops, you're going to be seeing the numbers the market have dropped here. So you can always check to see how far the market has dropped, how much USDT has been utilized. All right, this is the position, the amount of Doge that has been bought. Okay, and this is where you see your profit. As the boat begins to take advantage of the ups and downs and the lows and the highs, so your profit is going to be, you'll be seeing your return profit as far as this particular pair is concerned. So now let's go back to the main page itself. But before I go back, I talked about your asset management, how you need to have some money here. This is just like your fuel tank for this RoyalQ Trading App, because the truth is, for every trade that you make profit on, as you're trading, all right, as you make profit while you're trading, remember you've activated the bot with 100 USDT, right? Now you have $20. Always ensure that you have some small amount of money here. Okay, depending on the volume, or you can decide to keep some $100, $50, all right? So, and also make sure you withdraw your assets. Make sure you withdraw most of your major assets, like maybe monies that you've made through referrals, or basically, or maybe you've sent some USDT here. This is your wallet. This is your RoyalQ asset. This is more like your RoyalQ USDT wallet, all right? And you know that for every amount that is on this RoyalQ USDT wallet, RoyalQ have access to it, okay? But the one on your Binance, when you click on your quantitative, RoyalQ has no access to the USDT in your Binance. So it's always advisable to keep some money in your RoyalQ asset account. That's why you see there's not much money here. The reason is because as the market is closing in those 1% profit, those 1.3% profit, the bot is automatically going to take 20% from that profit. Even if the profit is $1 or $2, all right, the bot is going to take out 20% and then pay the remaining 80% to my USDT account automatically. So if you don't have any money on your asset account, so the RoyalQ app wouldn't see how to take its own 20%. And remember, this is an automated trading system. So at every point in time, there must be some fuel. to ensure that, as the market is closing in up, taking advantage of the highs and lows and closing in on profit for you based on your settings, it will also be able to see some small amounts to take out its own profit. All right. So that is how this works. Okay. And for those who intend to go into the referral part, that is a very lucrative part if you intend to. Okay. So to do that, what RoyalQ does is you can actually build your team, or it's just simple. Just give your invitation code to those who are not yet in RoyalQ as a download from their iPhone or from their Google Play Store. They're going to insert the invitation code, and then as soon as they activate, remember, you're going to pay 100 USDT to activate the bot. So your referral commission comes from the 100 USDT that your downlines pay. So as your downlines pay 100 USDT to activate their bot, what happens is that the system immediately sends you $30 USDT out of that $100 USDT. So for everybody that activates using your link, you're going to be getting $30 USDT, and all those monies are going to be reflecting here, which you can withdraw to any USDT account of your choice simply by opening the asset account, and then you click on withdrawal. All right, so you can withdraw it from the RoyalQ Trading App and just leave some small amount just to take care of your profit sharing. So this money is taking care of our profit sharing, my profit sharing between my RoyalQ Trading App and my Binance app. So you must always ensure that you have something here, no matter how small. Okay, that's very important as well. Now this is time. Let's go to the next option we have. I think we've been able to place our first trade on RoyalQ app. So the next thing is frequently asked questions. So we're going to treat 1 or 2 or 3 questions that I've been getting frequently from people who have actually joined this system. So the first question is, now, how can I guarantee the safety of my USDT in my Binance account when using RoyalQ Trading App? So long as the enable withdrawal icon is not checked. So what it means is that your USDT in your Binance cannot be utilized or withdrawn by the RoyalQ Trading App. Once you make sure it's not enabled, you are good to go, right? So that guarantees the safety of your USDT in your Binance. Let's go to the next question. It says, how can I withdraw the USDT in my RoyalQ app? I already said that. Let's go back to the RoyalQ Trading App. Let me show you how to do that. Okay, so how do you withdraw your USDT in your RoyalQ Trading App? Very simple. Click on Mine option, and then you click on Assets. So just click on Withdrawal, and then you paste the USDT address, the TRC20 USDT address from wherever you're copying, from wherever you want to send your USDT to. Just get the wallet address for the USDT. TRC20, always remember the network, and also the quantity you want to withdraw depending on how much is in your asset. And then you enter your transaction password. If it's your first time, it's going to ask you to create a transaction password. So you create your transaction password, and then you send this verification to your email address. Okay, so you're going to get the code, your email address, get that code and paste it here. And then the transaction fee is $2 USDT. All right, then automatically it's going to show you the arrival quantity. Okay, for example, if you're withdrawing $1,000, by the time you minus the $2 fee, you're going to see exactly how much you're going to receive. And then you click on confirm, verify the wallet address that you're sending to be sure that it's the right wallet address, and then you confirm. Once you confirm, it will be processed through the Tron network. This is TRC20 network, USDT Tron network. So once it's confirmed, your USDT is going to show up to your destination account. All right, I think that solves it. Then let's go to the next question. So the question, what happens if RoyalQ stops working? I've gotten this question a whole couple of times. So now, based on what I've explained earlier, you're only connecting the RoyalQ app with your Binance account. So if tomorrow the RoyalQ app stops working, all you need to do is simple. Go to your Binance account, and let me show you how to do that. Very, very simple. If RoyalQ app stops working tomorrow, all you need to do is go to your Binance account, go to your API management, delete all API. Can you see it? So just come to your API management, and then you will see, even if you've created 30 API or any amount of API, just click on delete all API. Okay, once you click on delete all API, it's going to delete anything connected to your Binance. All right. Remember, all the trades that have been opened on your RoyalQ Trading App are automatically opened in your Binance. All right. They are automatically open in your Binance, and that is how it works. Okay, it's opened. So even if RoyalQ app stops trading tomorrow, just go to your API management in your Binance and then delete all. Just delete that particular API. If you have about 2 or 3 or 5 API, you can decide to specifically delete, that of RoyalQ. Okay. So if you don't want any of the APIs, you can just delete all. So that's how it works. Somebody asked a question yesterday, and I think the question is, okay, what happens if you don't have enough USDT to sustain your trading? Yes, I think I talked about that briefly, that if you don't have enough USDT to sustain your trading, what happens is that the margin call, okay, your margin call is stopped. As you can see, this trade is running, right? So if for any reason there is no enough USDT, let's assume the market starts dropping and the levels which we have set, which is the call margins, begins to trigger, and all the USDT has been used up to buy on the low, okay, on the lower price of the market. So what will happen is that the margin call is going to stop as soon as it doesn't see any USDT on your RoyalQ Trading App. The margin call option here is going to be stopped, which means even if the market drops further, it will not be triggered. Okay, so when you refill your USDT, that is if the market have not started recovering back, so that your USDT will start coming back to you, and you want to refill your USDT, like add additional USDT. Once you have added additional USDT on your Binance, simply open the trade itself and click on just start the stop margin call. You can see it is asking you now, it's showing a pause icon because the margin trade is on. So if the margin trade is stopped, it's going to show you a start icon. So just click on that start icon and make sure it starts running again. So by the time it starts running again, it will pick those trades automatically at those levels. But if you don't have enough USDT, the trade will keep running until it recovers to the point where your USDT stops, and then you start making profit. But if you have more USDT, it's going to help you buy on the low part of the market, and then you start making profit as soon as the market begins to recover. I hope that answers that question, and I want to thank you for making out your time for this session today. Next time, we're going to be looking at how to trade better, how to configure your RoyalQ Trading App to help you get maximum result in a very short time. Because like you've seen, you are the one responsible for the way the RoyalQ app trades for you. So the RoyalQ app, you can edit the trade settings to suit you based on your own analysis. Okay, whatever you tell the bot to do is what it's going to do for you. So from next series, we're going to be looking at the best ways and the best techniques to get better results. On this note, I'd like to call it a day. And thank you for making our time for this session. Thank you.